Hey there, Matt Philleo in the studio. I just got done yesterday working on a 30-minute acrylic portrait, and this is what I got accomplished during that time. Some would consider this a study. It's a little looser in the style, and basically I wanted to challenge myself and see what I could get done within a half an hour's time frame. But today I want to go in and just work on this a little bit more. I kind of got cut off by having to leave for an appointment, and I'd like to resolve a couple of things in this painting, tighten up a few areas, make them more accurate. And so that's what I'm going to do today. I'm going to put in another 30 minutes on this and just see what I can get done within that time. So I have my timer set to keep me on pace. I'm going to start that, and we'll start the process here. First thing I'd like to do is clarify her eyebrows and just kind of get the thickness a little more accurate according to what I see in the picture. I have my messy palette here from yesterday with all these different colors. You can check the other video to see what those are specifically. I'm going to put some fresh matte medium, that's that clear acrylic medium here, just to keep the paint fluid. What I'll do is take some raw umber dark and a little bit of white just to make it somewhat opaque. Maybe a little bit of burnt sienna. And I'm just going to go in and just refine the shape of the eyebrows. They need to be a little thicker if I want it to look like my wife. And this is a portrait of my wife here. Also thicken it down below. Make sure I have the angle correct. And then see if I can clarify the shape of the eyes just a little bit. Pull this out a little more and extend the eyelashes on this side a little bit. I think that kind of helps. And then what I want to do is extend the hairline a little bit, or actually her forehead a little bit higher. See if we can mix a nice flesh tone here. And we'll bring this up just a little bit higher. Get that oval shape of her hair. And then let's get a color that's kind of in between the flesh tone here and then the dark of the hair to blend that in. Add a little red to it so it's warmer in tone. Wipe off some excess paint there and then try to get a little bit of a gradient in here. And Lord, I just ask you to bless this painting, help me to finish this well during this time frame, and that other people be encouraged to paint through this and inspired and given some knowledge on how to do that. And I ask this in Jesus' name. Amen. Yeah, I forgot to paint before I started, but it's always good to paint in between that if you remember to do it. Or to pray, I should say, in the middle of your painting project, just to ask for some divine help. That's the way I approach my artwork. I need all the help I can get. Now, they just get a little lighter color right here and kind of blend that out. Use my finger just to smooth it out a little bit. Then I want to work on the lips a little bit. Darken this area where her teeth are showing. let's go and take some nice bright red, a little bit of burnt sienna. I want to cut in the shape a little more accurately. Get that indentation where it's supposed to be. And then let's take some of this black mixed with a little bit of raw umber dark to give it some warmth, and let's cut in just along the side of her face here, because I think it was a little too wide and I need to narrow her face down just a bit more. We can also do that on the other side as well. Just clarify that shape a little bit more. While we're at it, let's darken, lengthen the hair down a little bit. So see, it should go down further. It should go down past her chin, actually. Just extend this all the way up into the rest of the hair. A little bit a darker mix with that. Get some of that dark value here where the part of her hair is, and that'll suggest that the light is coming from the left-hand side. Get some breaks in there, different striations of hair. Try to get the general feel and the direction of her hair here. Trying to be mindful of how much time I have. So I'm working maybe a little looser than I normally would, but I think this is a good exercise to help me to get faster in my painting, and I think that could maybe work for you as well if you're a very methodical painter. Let's see, and that really does go down just a little farther. A little couple pieces of hair that cut in right there. Okay. And I think what I'll do is I'll block in some colors in the background. Just basically I want to darken the overall value of it. Let's just change the tone of that a little bit. There we go. Just want to darken that so we have a little more contrast of her face coming through. Try to get a little gradient and blend the two together. I'll redefine the shape of her head just a little bit with this background. Okay. Now I'm going to add some more nuances to the other parts of the face. A little bit of a highlight in a couple spots. Take some let's see, a little bit of red and Indian yellow, and then some white. And we'll get some highlights right in here. This is where the light would really be hitting it. So that's where we'll establish the highlights. There's a nice little highlight here on the nose. I'd like to capture that. Slightly pinker color too on the nose. Just kind of block that in there, and then that way the highlight should show up a little bit more. We get a little bit of a gradient right here. Just like this. Let's get a little darker tone right in here. And then I'll get some raw umber dark and mix something for this shadow to extend it a little further. There's a little shadow under her eye. I'd like to capture that. And also can work on the chin with this color and just refine the shape a bit more. Maybe I'll go up into here and also use that color to refine the shadow on her forehead. Well, a little lighter, warmer color to bridge the two together. See, kind of make sure we're in the ballpark there. And let's get a little bit of a gradient down here in the chin area. Just a little bit of a cooler tone under the lip. And I think I'd like it a little lighter than what I had it. Now let's mix more of a highlight color, some red, Indian yellow again, generous amount of white. We'll put a little highlight in there by the nose again, and some little highlights here and there and here. Just in a few key spots in the face. And we'll just kind of blend them in a little bit. Just suggesting some more of the shadows, or sorry, the highlights going on here, different nuances in the face. I'll have to darken that color. That was maybe a little too strong. Just gonna blend those two together. Get just a little more of a gradation here. Increase the shadow on this side. Make that a little more interesting. And let's go in and bridge these two together down by the nose. Just need to lighten that a little more. This is a very subtle nuance by the nose here. Oops. Just darken this a bit more. And a little red to the mix. There we go. Let's maybe lighten this whole thing up a little bit. Get just a little bit of the shadow in here by the lips. It's a nice little highlight I'd like to capture in here. I have to make sure that I don't make it too light, because when it's isolated around a dark area, it looks lighter than what it really is. The values are all very relative in portrait painting. And I need to lighten that whole section up right here. add a little bit of area below her eye, just where we see a little bit of the white shining through. And I might need a smaller brush to do that. Let's do this. Let's darken this area in here. We'll kind of mix in a yellow ochre color. And we'll just darken that a little bit more. Let's add a little bit of a highlight up in here. And then a little darkness right by eyes. Darken the eyebrows just a bit. Again, get a little more clarity on the shape of the eye. And a little more clarity on the shape of the mouth. Your mouth is turned up just a little bit here. I want to suggest this, just that slight smile. And then just a little refining of the shape of the eyelid here. And then let's darken under the lip here because it should be more in shadow. I'll lighten up the area by her eyebrows right here. So we'll need kind of a flesh tone, something with a little warmth to it to go in over what we have and just soften that up a little bit. And then we'll go in with a darker color again, kind of blend into that. And then let's get a little more of a reddish color here right under the nostril. Get a little definition there. But not too much, just enough. And we want a little more of a gradient under here, get that little separation between the upper lip, that little divot that people tend to have. Get a little bit of a highlight here and just refine that shape a little more. It's a little bit of a pinkish tone in the chin that we could capture. There we go, just a little bit there. I want to make it smooth enough, but to have a little character as well. Just to capture those slight divots. Now we've got gradient right here that cuts in to that. Tie those in together. Something a little brighter right in here. Put some separation on the chin area. And let's darken this a little bit more. It's just a little bit of the ultramarine blue. Refine the shape. Should have a little bit of red in there as well. Suggests the blood vessels in the eye. And shape of the eyelashes a little bit more. Refine the shape of the eyes just a bit more. Like this. A little bit of a lighter color. And I'll heighten it up by taking this light blue color and having it go up a little higher. Just got a few more nuances here in the eyebrows. A little bit of a color to bridge those two together. And we can kind of change the color here of the clothing, or I should say, change the shape of it just a bit. Let this go in just a little further this way. that was 30 minutes, so I'm going to get this done very quickly here. Just get it a good stopping point for right now. One more thing I want to tackle on this session is just to change the shape of this bottom lip a little bit. Can do that with some more shadows. And just a few more highlights on those lips. Just a few key spots. And lastly, I'm just going to thin out the eyebrows just a bit on the top. They might be just a little thick right there. And then the other side, we'll just kind of clarify that a little bit. All right, now I'm going to stop at this point right here. So this is another 30 minutes into it. So this portrait is now an hour of the way done. And I hope you like this video, and if you do, give it a thumbs up. And you can subscribe to my YouTube channel right here. I'd love to keep in touch with you that way. And I'm going to continue to do portrait painting instruction videos here in acrylic right on this channel. So keep in touch. Let me know what you think of this if you'd like to see more. And have a blessed day. We'll talk to you soon.